11 easy ways to make money as an artist. Number 1. Creating an online course and riding the wave of the rapidly growing e-learning market. In 2020, the e-learning market was a $250 billion market, and it's projected to become a $1 trillion market in 2027, meaning that the profits you would get from courses could easily quadruple in the next couple of years. If you look at the first course I ever made, for example, it's a course on grant writing, and it's making around $1,200 a year without me doing anything. No marketing, nothing. Now, $1,200 a year is not particularly an insane result, and more like a barely acceptable result, except when you take into account that this is the first course I ever made, I had no audience yet, and it has a lot of beginner flaws that you could potentially avoid yourself. To name just a few, I didn't do the market research properly, the editing is really bad because it was the first time I did that, my presentation skills were still really bad. The only thing good about that course was the information inside, because I won many grants and awards and know exactly what I'm talking about in that course. Now, the reason I share this particular example is because this was my first course and is therefore an actual achievable result if you have no experience making courses, no audience, and no money to burn. Number 2, selling through online galleries like Saatchi Art, Art Finder, and Fine Art America. As you can see, I've sold for over $10,000 worth of original art on one of these sites alone, and I have experience with many of them. Now, they are not the most lucrative way to selling your original art, but there are a couple of benefits that can make it worth your time. Let's give you the main ones. Number 1, by working with an online gallery, you don't have to build your own website and can directly sell to your audience without a financial investment or knowledge about web development. Number 2, you don't have to worry about the logistics of shipping and taxes and all of that stuff, because these online galleries will do that for you. Number 3, by using one of these websites, you will generate more trust and authority with your potential customer, because those websites look very professional, and trust leads towards more sales. If people, for example, go to a well-known website, they will immediately trust the refund policy, which will make them less afraid to buy, and if they are less afraid to buy, they will buy more. It's that simple. If you are interested in diving deeper into the sales mechanisms of online galleries like this, I would recommend my video How I Sell Paintings on Saatchi Art. I'll link it in the description and the iCards. Number 3, using crowdfunding to get money for your projects with sites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo. These things can work very well, but only if you have a lot of experience with marketing and storytelling, and I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I can say this, that the best way to kickstart your projects is probably to like this video, which would help out a lot with the algorithm as well, so thank you very much. Number 4 on this list is selling your art in print form through print-on-demand companies, also known as POD companies. These companies provide a complete e-commerce fulfillment solution for you as an artist, meaning that these companies will do the packaging, the shipping, the printing, the storage of your art prints automatically without you doing anything. Now, the benefit of selling through print-on-demand companies are: 1, they can be extremely passive because a print-on-demand company is doing everything as I just mentioned. Number 2, through print-on-demand, you can create a product in a very low price category so that you don't miss out on potential customers that want to buy from you but don't have the resources to pay $2,000 for original art. And number 3, starting with print-on-demand is very beginner friendly, especially when you use something like Redbubble, where you don't even need to have your own website and can start selling if you just have your phone and an internet connection. If you are interested in knowing more about print-on-demand, I'll link a beginner video about Redbubble in the description and the iCards. Next up, we have freelance work, where you offer your artistic services on sites like Fiverr and Upwork. Now, the benefit here is that you obtain a lot of freedom and can do it remotely, which is impossible if you have a regular job, meaning that you can, in most cases, travel the world while doing it and have a really cool lifestyle. Now, the negative side effect that comes with sites like Fiverr and Upwork is that it's really competitive and that the profits that you can make are therefore relatively low, especially if you're living in a first world country and have to compete with third world country services. Number 6, if you live in a big art city like Paris, London, Berlin, New York, you could go and create Airbnb experiences where you give guided tours in musea, guided gallery tours, or art graffiti walks. And as an added bonus, you might even stumble upon some people who are renovating their house and are searching for cool artwork for on their wall. And the truth is that you only need one person. You only need one person that is a big shot art collector that has all the connections you need, falls in love with your work, and in a couple of years you become the next Damien Hirst unrehearsed. Everything is possible, but you have to put yourself out there in whatever form is necessary. The next one on this list is selling stock images. This is great for photographers who have a large body of work that is just sitting there on their computer hard drive doing nothing. One of the benefits is that this is of course completely passive if you already have that body of work on your computer. Number 8, making money through social media. Now, since most of you are familiar with social media, I'm not going to dive deep into it. I'm just going to say this. I'm constantly surprised of how many artists are underestimating the power of social media. If I take my YouTube channel, for example, it is making around $800 a month with only 11,000 subscribers. And that is just AdSense alone. It is not taking into account the sales, affiliate links, and other things that come with the channel. Now, here's where things become interesting. I recently did a poll on my channel and asked people what they would want if they could choose between gallery representation, 150,000 followers on Instagram, or 40,000 YouTube subscribers. And most people choose gallery representation. But here's the thing. According to the Global Art Gallery Report, 55% of galleries in the world are making less than 200K in revenue a year. And running a gallery is a low profit margin business compared to running a YouTube channel. In other words, having just 40,000 YouTube subscribers can not only make you more money than being an artist represented by a gallery, but in many cases make you more money than the entire gallery itself. And if you want to know more about social media, I obviously have many social media videos on my channel that you can check out. Next up is grant writing or any form of patronage. The powerful thing about patronage is that it's tried and true and already exists for hundreds of years in the arts, unlike most of the other things on this list. And one of the benefits is that it generates money both in funding and sales after you won the grant, because it's easier for a collector to buy from an artist who has won awards and grants than it is to buy from an artist who has not won grants. And besides the money benefit, there is also a networking benefit. Through grant writing, you can connect yourself with the panel members who are reviewing these applications, and these people are oftentimes gallerists, collectors, and in some cases even noble people from the aristocracy. And the powerful thing about these elite institutions is that they are seeking to help others in order to gain tax benefits, meaning that you immediately have some sort of mutual beneficial relationship going on instead of being that artist that is begging for money. If you want to know more about grant writing, I'll link one of my grant writing videos in the iCards and the description. Number 10, affiliate marketing, which is great for people who have an audience and want to make money fairly passively through affiliate links. Now, you have to be careful here because in most scenarios, companies are ripping off the content creators with their affiliate programs. The only time an affiliate program is worth it for you as a creator is when the product is expensive and the commissions are big, or when you get a recurring revenue stream. Let's give TubeBuddy as an example. They have a service that people pay for on a monthly basis, and their affiliate offer looks like this. If you bring them a new customer, then you get 30 to 50% of the money that customer is paying on a monthly basis, meaning you get a recurring revenue stream on a monthly basis. And so this is indeed a fair deal for content creators, but these types of companies with fair offerings towards creators are very rare and are definitely the exception and not the rule. TubeBuddy is actually the only company I found that is in line with my channel and worth it so far. Number 11, selling your art and services on membership platforms like Patreon and Ko-Fi. And the interesting thing of a model like this is that it's very easy to convince people to pay $9 for something that's worth $200. And the reason that this is so powerful is because it looks like $9, but almost never ends up being $9. Recently, I bought a Patreon subscription from James Jani, and I really only needed one video where he talks about his sound editing. And so I paid the $9 and watched that video. And then, 8 months and 0 videos later, I finally cancelled my subscription, meaning I paid $81 because I wanted to see one video. And so Patreon is a great way to make money from people like me who don't have enough organization in their life. And things can go really fast. If you sell that so-called $9 product to 100 people like me who end up paying $81, you already make $81,000 pre-fees. And with $81,000, I obviously mean $8,100 because that's how my math works. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that selling 100 items for $900 suddenly doesn't sound too hard anymore. And while I was editing this video, I also felt a little bit strange because I left out the biggest revenue streams for me: POD, selling art online, consulting, things like that. And the reason for that is that I actually felt a little bit afraid to completely share full transparency how much I make online on the internet. But reflecting on that, it's perhaps something that I really should do, and I kind of want to do. And so if you would like that, let me know. Those were all 11. Now it's up to you. Pick one to dive deeper into it through the links in the description. And besides that, get the hell out of here.